All right, let's jump right in. The name itself, dragon's blood. I mean, come on, that sounds like something straight out of a fantasy movie, right? You can just picture it, some powerful, ancient potion. So, is it just a cool name for some old legend? Or is there actually something to it? Well, what if I told you it's not a myth at all? We're going to get to the bottom of this mysterious substance, and we're going to separate the legend from some very real and honestly very powerful facts. Because, yeah, dragon's blood is absolutely real, and it comes from this. Just look at it. It's one of the most unique, most otherworldly looking trees on the entire planet. And get this, when you cut into its bark, it oozes this deep red resin, which is exactly how it got its legendary name. So here's our game plan for uncovering the truth. First, we're going to journey back to the ancient legend. Then we'll pinpoint its super mysterious source. After that, we'll jump into a modern lab to see the actual scientific proof. And finally, we'll ask, what could this all mean for the future of medicine? All right, first up, the legend. We're talking long before modern labs, long before pharmacies. This potent red resin was one of the most valuable remedies in the ancient world. And its use, it spanned continents and cultures. And what's so fascinating here is just how universal this stuff was. I mean, look at this. We see its first documented use way back with the ancient Greeks and Romans. Then you have Arab traders who specifically sought out the resin from this one island, Socotra. We'll get back to that in a bit. It was also a total staple in traditional Chinese medicine for healing. And even all the way across the world in Latin America, a similar resin became a household remedy. So this wasn't just some local quirk. This was a global phenomenon. So what did they actually use it for? The better question might be, what didn't they use it for? Seriously, it was like an all-in-one medicine cabinet. They put it on wounds and burns, use it to control bleeding, and even take it internally for things like fevers, diarrhea, and ulcers. It was even used to help heal fractures and for pain relief. This was not some minor herbal tea. This was seen as a powerful, do-it-all kind of cure. Okay, that brings us to the next big question. Where does the most famous version of this legendary resin actually come from? Let's uncover its very specific and honestly very mysterious source. And here it is, the Dracaena cinnabari, or the Socotra dragon's blood tree. Now, this tree is what scientists call an endemic species, which is just a fancy way of saying it grows in one place on Earth and one place only, the incredibly remote and isolated island of Socotra, right off the coast of Yemen. And just look at that shape. It's wild. Even the scientific description sounds kind of poetic. An upturned, densely packed crown that looks like a giant umbrella. It's not just for looks, though. This unique structure is actually an amazing adaptation that helps it survive in the dry conditions on the island, maximizing shade and capturing every bit of moisture from the mists. Okay, so we've got centuries of traditional use in this fascinating, unique source. But does it actually work? This is where we make a big pivot, moving away from history and straight into hard science, putting all that ancient wisdom right under the microscope. And this right here perfectly illustrates that journey. On one side, you've got the rugged, ancient landscape of Socotra, where these trees have been growing for thousands of years. And on the other, you've got the modern, sterile environment of a laboratory, where researchers can test its properties with total precision. Now, before we look at the results, there's one key term we need to know: phytochemicals. The easiest way to think about these is as the plant's own personal defense system. They're the specific molecules, the active ingredients that plants create to fight off germs and pests. And it turns out these same compounds can have some pretty powerful medicinal properties for us, too. So with that in mind, researchers behind a 2013 study wanted to see if all those ancient claims actually held up. They took the resin, prepared different extracts from it, and then basically pitted them against a bunch of harmful bacteria to see if it could stop them dead in their tracks. And here are the results. Whoa. So the researchers used different solvents, things like methanol and chloroform, to pull out different phytochemicals from the resin. What this table shows is the zone of inhibition. That's just the clear ring around the extract where bacteria just couldn't grow. So a bigger number means a stronger antibacterial effect. And as you can see, all the extracts worked pretty well, but just take a look at that bottom row. The chloroform extract was an absolute standout performer against all 3 types of bacteria. Okay, let's zero in on that top number, 25 millimeters. That was the result against a bacterium called M. luteus. Now, to put that into perspective for you, in the very same study, it performed just as well as vancomycin. That's a powerful modern antibiotic they use in hospitals. I mean, let that sink in for a second. An ancient plant resin is holding its own against a pharmacy-grade drug. That is just incredible.
But wait, the study didn't stop there. They also tested its antioxidant power. So really simply, think of free radicals as these tiny, chaotic troublemakers bouncing around inside your cells and causing all sorts of damage. Antioxidants are the good guys. They come in, they neutralize them, and they protect your cells from the kind of damage that can lead to aging and disease.
And the results for antioxidant power? Just as impressive. This chart shows how well different extracts scavenged or neutralized different kinds of free radicals. Now, you don't need to worry about the acronyms like DPPH. The key takeaway here is that each extract was super effective against a specific type of free radical. What that means is that dragon's blood isn't just a one-trick pony. It's a broad-spectrum antioxidant, capable of fighting cell damage on multiple fronts. Pretty cool, right?
So, what does all this mean? Where do we go from here? This brings us to our final section, how this ancient remedy could actually help shape the future of medicine. What we're really seeing here is this powerful validation. On one side, you have centuries of traditional knowledge, people just observing that, hey, this red stuff helps heal wounds and fight infections. And on the other side, you have modern science confirming, in a lab, the exact antimicrobial and antioxidant properties that make it work. It's the perfect synergy of ancient wisdom and modern proof. And this isn't just some fascinating academic thing. The scientists who actually conducted the study concluded their paper with this very point. They see this research as a foundation, a starting point for discovering and developing entirely new drugs from this incredible natural source. And why does that matter so much? Because we are in a constant and pretty serious race to find new antimicrobial drugs, as bacteria get more and more resistant to the ones we have now. Which leaves us with this final, kind of tantalizing thought. Dragon's blood was basically hiding in plain sight, right? Its power was recorded in ancient texts for centuries before science finally confirmed it. It just makes you wonder, what other secrets are locked away in nature's oldest remedies, just waiting for us to rediscover them?